Board of Trustees of the Galena Park Independent School District is now convened in a regular meeting on Monday, February the 14th, 2022, in the Administration Building of the Galena Park Independent School District, the address of which is 14705 Wood Forest Boulevard, Houston, Texas, 77015. The time is 6 p.m. I want to welcome the members of our audience to this meeting of the Board of Trustees. As the Galena Park ISD Board of Trustees, we are here to set goals, listen to reports from the superintendent, approve budgets, contracts, personnel appointments, and make policy for the district. It is not the role of the board to make day-to-day operational decisions. The management and day-to-day operations of the district are the responsibility of the superintendent. We have policies and procedures in place to resolve concerns and issues. This is a public meeting of the Board of Trustees, not a meeting of the public. Prior to this meeting, board members received information related to items on tonight's agenda. Agenda items will not necessarily be handled in the order listed on the notice. The meeting is open to all who wish to attend and hear the matters discussed. During the course of this meeting, the board may determine that a closed session is necessary. In that event, the board will meet in closed session to consider matters duly posted for this meeting as permitted by Section 551.071 through 551.084 of the Texas Government Code. I respectfully ask that you please refrain from talking while others are speaking and that cell phones are turned off or in silent mode. Thank you for taking the time to join us this evening and for your interest in the Galena Park Independent School District. Tonight we have a public comment on a non-agenda item. Patrons who have duly registered per policy BED local may address the board regarding matters of concern or interest to the district other than the character of any student, staff, or board member. I would like to remind the audience that the comments of the speakers reflect their own positions or opinions. The board may not discuss or act upon any matter that is not listed under the action item portion of the agenda. Therefore, board members may not discuss the comments of speakers nor indicate agreement or approval of the comments. Each speaker will be given 3 minutes to address the board, and the vice president will be the designated timekeeper. Tonight we have Mr. Chris Banks from Commissioner Adrian Garcia's office. Chris, come on up.
Thank you, Mr. Chair, distinguished trustees. It's my great pleasure to represent the commissioner here tonight. Commissioner, I would love to be here to extend our warmest and grandest congratulations to Coach John Kay on his major victory. I think Coach Kay is in the audience. Commissioner has this proclamation. If you don't mind, I'd like to give it a quick read. Whereas John Kay was named head coach of the North Shore High School Mustangs football team in 2014, he was promoted from being defensive coordinator for 15 seasons. And whereas Coach Kay has held a variety of positions over the span of his career, including head freshman coach, defensive assistant, varsity secondary coach, recruiting coordinator, strength and conditioning coordinator, defensive coordinator, assistant head coach, and athletic campus coordinator. Whereas Coach K has led the Mustangs to their 3rd win in 4 years, and I was told to note that it's the 5th victory, but it's his 4th win, just to make sure I didn't get booed. Third win in 4 years of this Texas State 6A Division I championship, and a total of 4 championship wins in 2015, 2018, 2019, and this latest win in 2021. And whereas Coach K is a great role model for the students that come through the North Shore football program with a knowledgeable, methodical, and disciplined approach to creating champions, as such he has built a football dynasty. And whereas Coach K is an inspirational educator that has managed to translate football wins to life successes, believing that the positive experiences students live on the field will help them to get to where they need to be in their future. And whereas for all of his hard work and dedication, Coach John Kay was selected as the 2020-2021 Southwest Section Boys Football 11-Player Coach of the Year by the National Federation of State High School Associations Coaches Association. He earned this award by leading the Mustangs to a 58-14 record in 5 seasons. Now, therefore, I call on all residents of Precinct 2 to join us in celebrating February 14th, 2022 as John Kay Day. By the power vested in me by Harris County and the state of Texas, I hereby affix my signature. Thank you so much and congratulations.
Thank you, Chris. Please give our very best to Commissioner Adrian Garcia, and also tell him in his honor we allowed the 3-minute limit to be waived. That was a public comment on a non-agenda item. We have no public comments on posted agenda items today. Tonight's invocation will be presented by Board Member Norma Hernandez, and the pledges to the American and Texas flags will be led by Cobb's 6th grade campus. Please stand for the invocation and then remain standing for the Pledge of Allegiance to the flags.
Please bow your heads. Holy God, we gather here as members of this board, and we thank you for calling us together. It is our privilege and our responsibility to support, foster, and advance the mission of Galena Park ISD. We accept this task in total dependence upon you, for it is you who began this work, you who guided it, and you will bring it to fulfillment. Enable us to draw upon the wisdom and experience of yesterday as we respond to the questions and concerns of tomorrow. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen. Thank you, Cobb 6th grade campus. We will now move on to this evening's special recognition portion of the agenda. Dr. Moore?
Greetings. We're going to honor some of our young students tonight, and we're very proud to be able to do this. I don't know, I was speaking with our board earlier, and I told them in most communities, it's great to win one UIL state championship over a 20, 30-year period. It's a big deal just to get one. And in our community, we've been blessed. And in my tenure here, I've gotten 8, okay? Now, I didn't do anything to get those 8. Somebody else did all that. I just along for the ride, you know. But so as community members, we should not take an accomplishment like this for granted. Each individual time that we get the opportunity to crown our community and our schools as champions, we should take it individually for what it means, okay? It is a huge deal in the state of Texas to be called number 1. It's a big, big deal. It's like being number 1 in Georgia, Alabama, Mississippi, and Louisiana. It's that tough. It's that many competitors. So please join me in congratulating the children of our community and the adults who coach them with a crowning achievement, which is the 6A Division I Texas High School State Championship.
Thank you, Dr. Moores, and good evening to all of our parents and community guests with us tonight. We truly appreciate you joining us today as we prepare to recognize this wonderful group of young men, ladies, and our staff. Dr. Moore and any trustee who would like to assist us during this recognition portion, please join us on stage. Tonight, we're proudly recognizing the North Shore Mustangs varsity football team and athletic staff. Just a reminder, on December 18th, this team, our Mustangs, defeated the Duncanville Panthers to win the 2021 UIL Texas Football 6A Division I State Championship. This is the Mustangs' 3rd state championship in 4 years and their 5th title overall. Tonight, we will begin our recognitions by starting with our athletic staff. And leading the way, our athletic director, Ms. Vivian Dancy. And our head football coach, Mr. John Kay. We would like to recognize our offensive coaching staff, Ruben Amaya, Lamon Atkins, Mike Dieterlitzzi, Willie Gaston, Robert Harmon, Corey Laxon, Andy Linder, Patrick McGinnis, and Rudy Pais. And now for our defensive coaching staff, JT Cleveland, Garrett Cross, Nick Flores, Justin Isidore, Stephen LaSalle, Keith McCoy, Joshua Pratt, Patrick Robertson, and Sean Wynn. Our athletic trainers, Tim Chavon, intern Meredith Drexler, Chris Ramirez, and Derica Stewart. Our student trainers, Miguel Myers, Kristen Taylor, and Vonshay Washington. This year's ball runners, Torrance Bradford, Logan Chavon, and Jeremiah Robertson. And now for our senior football players. All right, here they come. Jalen Bailey, Kent Battle, Torian Bradford, Jacoby Brass, Aubrey Broussard, PJ Douglas, Messiah Dunham, Elizar Figueroa, Caleb Flagg, Mike Michael Fletcher, Damon Ford, Josh Garrett, Tavon Griffin, Denver Harris, Jaden Harris, Patrick Harrison, Ronnie Hill, Travante Hilliard, Jonathan Jones, Tracy Jordan, Jonas Joseph, Jalen Levine, Ty Leonard, Javen Logan, Dalen Manuel, Carlos Marion, Tadrick Mathis, Travion McClendon, Andre Montes, Michael Moody, Scoey Morris, Xavier Owens, Tyler Phillips, Talmadge Pounds, Joseph Richard, Chris Ross, Chris Thomas, Chandler White, Cameron Wilkins, Ronald Wilson, and last but certainly not least, Michael Woodley.
During this portion of the agenda, any board member may make a comment without prior posting being required. Comment items may not pertain to the character of any student, staff, or board member and may not be discussed or deliberated upon this time. Does anyone have a comment?
I do.
Norma? Okay.
It was an honor to be at the game on December 18th. It was awesome. It was the most exciting game I've ever been to. So yes, we congratulate the entire team, all the coaches, of course the athletic directors. It was just an honor to be there, and I'm so proud of our young men.
Amen. Anybody else?
I would like to wish everybody a happy Valentine's Day.
Thank you, Ms. Washington.
Joy.
We now come to the business portion of tonight's meeting. We invite and encourage you to stay for the remainder of the meeting. However, if you need to leave early, we understand, and this is a convenient time to do so. We appreciate your attendance. Please come again. Sonny Fletcher, Senior Director of Facilities Planning and Construction, will provide a 2016 bond program construction update.
Good evening. Good evening, President.
Good evening.
Good evening, President Miller, Board, Dr. Moore, and Cabinet. An interesting picture again this month. Obviously, pump truck, as this truck was finished pumping, about a third of the slab has been poured at Pyburn Elementary School. And then the picture on the right, of course, they've got the vapor barrier down and getting ready to pour some concrete there. That's going along very nicely. Very happy to get the concrete down. Then we've got our projects in design, Galena Park High School. That'll be going out to bid here in the next few months. We've got our roadway relocation and, of course, our career and technology addition there. Any questions? Super quick tonight.
Sonny, are we on schedule for both of these projects?
For Pyburn, construction's a little behind schedule. We're working with the contractor to make up time and come up with things they can do sooner, quicker. Looking at getting help in getting the steel erected, getting that done a little more quickly, adding a second drywall crew, some things like that. So very concerned with that and material deliveries. Sweating that almost daily. Excellent question.
Any other questions? If not, well done, and thank you, Mr. Fletcher. Mrs. Elizabeth Laylard, Deputy Superintendent for Educational Support and School Administration, and Dr. Tony Gardea, Senior Director for Human Resource Services, Secondary Personnel Recruitment and Retention, will present a presentation on teacher recruitment and retention updates as well as district initiatives.
Good evening, President Miller, trustees, Dr. Moore, and Cabinet. Teacher shortages and retention have been in the news. You've probably seen it quite a bit. So we're going to talk a little bit where we are right now. Projected annual teacher shortfall for between 2018 and 2028. You can see in Texas, the predicted shortfall is 12,000. At your elementary, middle school, approximately 6,000. High school is 9,000. Nationwide, the shortfall is predicted to be at the elementary level of 110,000, middle school 48,000, and high school 77,000. As you can see by the slide, the projected shortfall was pre-COVID. Recent studies put that more at 33%, and in some areas much higher. Some of the causes for these teacher shortages: fewer education majors graduating, 27% increase in College of Education graduates. Just recently, the Oklahoma State University closed their whole program due to teacher shortages. Teacher attrition. Recent studies show that 1 out of 4 teachers will leave the profession by this school year. That is up from 1 to 6 pre-COVID. A recent University of Houston study shows 50% new teachers would leave this year, and some studies show is upwards of 68% of our new teachers. What are some of the causes for these teacher shortages? Age in teacher pool. Teachers are hitting retirement and not sticking around. They're leaving due to a lot of reasons. We'll go over there in a little bit. Increasing number of school-age children. The United States, out of industrialized countries, has one of the youngest population out of at least 36 in industrialized countries. The job market is starting to open up. We hear of the great resignation. It's more the great taking a job that pays a lot more. So they're upgrading. They're not leaving work. They're just upgrading higher paying jobs. And these companies are targeting our teachers for the same reason that we target them. Work well under stress, multitaskers. So the job market is opening up to them. Some of the things they cite for reasons for leaving: they're overworked, underpaid, they feel unappreciated, COVID-related stress, and it's just not COVID, but having to teach remotely at the same time as trying to teach in person. Unmotivated students. Some students have been out for 2 years. They come back less than motivated. Amount of non-teaching duties, trainings, meetings, etc. And they're starting to accept jobs in their area of study. Engineering jobs are opening up. Business jobs are opening up. And they're starting to take those jobs. How is Galena Park ISD addressing this teacher shortage? It's through recruitment and retention, and I'll talk about that. Some of our recruitment initiatives, we're blessed that the school board has allowed us to do mid-year hires. We're able to hire good teachers when they're available, not just when we need them. Homegrown program. At the moment, we have 26 students that are going to school and working for the district, and they're trying to be teachers. Grow Your Own Teachers. We received a T-class grant where the paraprofessionals can get a scholarship to become teachers. Alternative certification programs. We partner with several programs that target the teachers that we need in the areas that we need. And an expansive recruitment schedule. We're scheduled to go to 30 universities this semester across Texas and 5 in other states. So it is quite expansive. Other recruitment initiatives, a competitive starting salary. In a Region 4 recent study, we're the second highest paid starting salary in the whole Region 4, and I want to thank you for that. College tutor program. We hired 200 college tutors, and many of them have decided they wanted to become teachers just for the experience that they've had. Substitute teacher track. A lot of our substitutes want to become teachers, and we encourage and help them with that. Increase partnerships with university-based education programs. Right now we have partnerships with U of H Downtown, U of H Clear Lake, Texas Southern, Stephen F. Austin, Sam Houston, Texas A&M, and we're trying to increase our reach to other universities. And a paraprofessional to teacher track. Again, T-class is helping us give them funds so they can continue their education. Ms. Lena.
Okay, so in the spirit of Valentine's Day, we're going to tell you how much we love our teachers and how we are trying to retain them, because we don't want to always put the work back on HR to continuously recruit over and over and over. We want to be able to retain our great teachers. So just like he talked about competitive salaries for starting salaries, we also have competitive salaries for our experienced teachers. We're in the top 5 to 10 in all categories in the Region 4 area with our retention with competitive salaries. We also have that mid-year retention bonus that y'all have been handing out, and they love it. I know you know it, but I want to make sure that you know that. We've started handing out teacher Chromebooks to any teacher who is interested. Now, these are not the size that our students have, but they're the regular laptop size. And some teachers didn't participate first round, and they're seeing them, and they go, ooh, I want one of those. So we're about to have a second round. So we're going to have a Chromebook for each of our teachers. Remember how we talked about feeling like a professional, right? So we're trying to do the things to help our teachers feel like professionals. The calendar that is proposed for y'all to accept tonight for the 22-23 school year has a planning day once every 3 weeks for our teachers. So they'll be able to plan, teach 3 weeks, plan again, teach 3 weeks with the team, and they're very excited about this possibility. Longevity stipends. So you remember every year at the awards program at the end of the year how we give out for every 5 years there's a longevity stipend, so they appreciate that. We also have a fully developed curriculum. It's through Curriculum Corner, so we don't purchase and they have to go dig it. We write our own. We get their feedback. They get to help write that with us in the summer, and there's lots of links that they can just download or click worksheets that are already made. It clicks to the pages in the textbook for them, so it's fully developed, and we try to make it as easy as possible when they plan. As you know, we have a staff child care center on both the north side and the south side, and we have teachers who are participating in that with higher numbers than before. You've allowed us to have free teledoc for all of our staff and an employee assistance program. Both of those are medical programs, so regardless of whether I have the insurance with the district or not, I'm able to call and get teledoc services, keep our teachers healthy, keep them coming back. And then if I have issues outside necessarily medical health, maybe I need advice from a lawyer, or maybe I have some mental health issues, I can go to this employee assistance program, and it's free for all of our staff members. We also have on-site COVID testing and vaccines. Booster shots, email just went out again if they're interested in that, and we have heard from our staff members that they appreciate that it's right here. They're not having to go somewhere else to make appointments, and we're trying to serve them. Teachers love jeans. I know that sounds small to y'all, but the idea that they're able to wear jeans, Dr. Moore got 2 thumbs up from all of our teachers on that, so it's the small things sometimes. We also are planning a Make It, Take It Center this summer. We're very excited about that. We got teachers on a committee to help us come up with this plan, and we're going to have at the Ag Center all the teaching supplies they could possibly need, from Senate strips to poster machines to laminators to a color copier to black and white copiers, file folders, paper clips, you name it, we're going to have it, and they can go and come and make anything they want for their classroom. And it's all going to be ready so that they can hopefully start next year feeling refreshed because they have some things already taken care of. We also are supporting and tutoring teachers in teacher certification programs. So some of those are our first year or second year teachers. Some of them are teachers who are adding a certification. So maybe I'm going to add to be SPED certified, or I'm going to add to be bilingual certified. So we're helping them pass that certification so that they can continue to work with us. And then we are also having the principals be creative. They're looking at increased conference and planning time within the school day. So some of these are just some of the things that we do to retain our teachers. We do want to talk tonight about some of the proposed initiatives that we have. We'd like to offer that next year we can hire half-time teachers. We have some teachers who maybe want to retire. They're getting that burned out stage, but they're not fully there yet. We could get 2 half-time teachers for close to the price of 1 full-time teacher, and we don't have to give them the conference period because they would get that every other day, and we would be able to keep people here and not have them retire as early. We also want to look at hiring retired teachers who are interested in coming back. So we know inflation rates are really high. Some people felt like maybe I've retired too early, and we can hire them back in our critical shortage areas so that we could get people back into the workforce that have the experience, already know Galena Park ISD, and allow them to come back. We also want to recruit any former teachers that might have left our district to think they were going to greener pastures and remind them they want to come on back to us. So we're sending out letters and trying to get them. We're also sending out letters to former graduates. A lot of kids go into the university thinking they're going to major in engineering, like he said, and they miss home and they want to give back to their community. So we're going to be recruiting our former graduates, trying to get them into education. We want to increase the teacher referral incentive awareness. So right now, if someone refers another teacher, maybe they go to church with them and they get that teacher to come along, they get $500 after a year. We are looking at possibly increasing that, and then also how can we increase that awareness? Do all of our staff know that if they find another employee and bring them, they can get that money? So we need to work at that. One of the last things we want to talk to you about is quicker contract turnaround by allowing the superintendent to approve teacher contracts. So right now, the Board of Trustees approves all contracts, and every once in a while, we get teachers who are scared because we have to wait for y'all's board meeting, and remember, we don't have a board meeting in July. So if we hired them in June, or we offered that job in June after the June board meeting or before we could put it on there, and then they don't hear something until August, they get scared, even though we give them this letter of assurance. And so this is not for contracts that are above teacher pay, just teacher contracts. But if we could allow Dr. Moore to offer that contract on your behalf, then they won't get scared and they won't go look somewhere else. They'll have that piece of paper that says they're truly employed by Galena Park ISD. So those are some of the proposed initiatives. And at this time, Dr. Gardea and I will be glad to answer any questions.
I have a question.
Yes,
On the Make It Taken It Center,
Yes, ma'am.
did you mention where the location would be?
It's going to be at the Ag Center, and it's going to be open 4 days a week. Some will have late evenings, and some of it, the time will be for our staff who will target a particular group. So Cody, who's over our elementary, she may put out that we're going to have any new kindergarten, first or second grade teachers who want to come, and it'll be just for that group. Then there will also be open hours each day so that any teacher can come in.
Okay, and another question on hiring retirees, not that I'm interested in the.
Let's talk.
I'm not here enough, but anyway, under hiring retirees in critical shortage areas, what critical areas would that be?
Truthfully, we're getting to almost everything as a critical shortage area, but we are certainly short in special ed, bilingual, elementary bilingual, and then we're short in English, math, science, for sure. Foreign language. Am I missing something? As I said, we're getting to pretty much everything.
For these critical shortage areas, will you all be offering stipends of any sort for the critical areas?
Yes.
We already do. We offer in some critical shortage areas 3,000 daily stipend. For bilingual, we offer more. We offer 5,000.
Right. But in these other areas, because I do know that they do get stipends, you know. In
We
those
have
special-
stipends for math, English, science.
Okay, so it'd be for the same.
Special
Okay,
ed, yes,
gotcha.
yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
Good questions, thank you.
Any more questions? If not, well done, and thank you, Mrs. Layler and Dr. Gardea.
Thank you.
We'll now move on to new business. I will entertain a motion to approve a board resolution authorizing to pay Galena Park ISD employees for a missed workday as a result of the closure of schools due to inclement weather on Friday, February the 4th, 2022. Furthermore, authorize the superintendent to pay additional compensation to employees in accordance with the resolution and board policy DEA local.
I, Ramon Garza, move we approve board resolution authorizing to pay Galena Park ISD employees for a missed workday as a result of the closure of school due to inclement weather on Friday, February 4th, 2022, as presented.
I, Wanda Johnson, second the motion.
We have a motion by Ramon and a second by Wanda. All in favor? I see 6 in favor, none against, and no abstentions. Is there a motion to approve grant of a 2.07 acre surface easement on vacant district property located along Highway 90 near Havenwood Drive, and authorize the superintendent to negotiate and execute easement documents.
I, Noe Esparza, move we approve grant of 2.07 acres surface easement on vacated district property as presented.
I, Norma Hernandez, second the motion.
We have a motion by Noe Esparza and a second by Norma Hernandez. All in favor? I see 6 in favor, 0 abstentions, and 0 voting against. Is there a motion to approve the resolution to convene GPISD School Health Advisory Council to make recommendations for curriculum materials related to human sexuality, dating violence, family violence, and human trafficking?
I, Norma Hernandez, move we approve the resolution to convene the Galena Park ISD Schools Health Advisory Council to make recommendations for curriculum materials as presented.
I, Wanda Johnson, second the motion.
We have a motion by Norma Hernandez and a second by Wanda Johnson. All in favor? 6 for, none against, and no abstentions. Is there a motion to approve the resolution committing 100% of the grant awarded funds to support the district's juvenile justice and truancy prevention grant per application number 40491-02 for the 2021-2022 school year?
I, Herbert Sanchez, move we approve the resolution committing 100% of the grant awarded funds to support the district's juvenile justice and truancy prevention grant as presented.
I, Noe Esparza, second the motion.
We have a motion by Herbert Hernandez and a second by Noe Esparza. All in favor?
Change your name.
What I said? Oh. I'm sorry, I married you off, Norma. Herbert Sanchez and Noe Esparza. All in favor? 6 for, none against, and 0 abstention. Is there a motion to approve, to advance hire 40 certified teachers for the 2022-2023 school year?
I, Ramon Garza, move we approved to advance hire 40 certified teachers for the 2022 and 2023 school year as presented.
All right.
I, Herbert Sanchez, second the motion.
We have a motion by Ramon Garza and a second by Herbert Sanchez. All in favor? 6 in favor, 0 against, 0 abstentions. Is there a motion to approve a one-time $2,500 sign-on bonus to all certified teachers and registered nurses new to the district for the 2022-2023 school year that agreed to a 2-year commitment with the district?
I, Wanda Johnson, move we approve a one-time $2,500 sign-on bonus to all certified teachers and registered nurses new to the district for the 2022 through 2023 school year as presented.
I, Norma Hernandez, second the motion.
We have a motion by Wanda Johnson and a second by Norma Hernandez. All in favor? 6 in favor, 0 against, and 0 abstentions. Is there a motion to approve the order of election calling for an election to be held in the Galena Park Independent School District on May 7th, 2022, for the purpose of electing 2 trustees to the board for regular terms for the following positions, position number 3 and position number 4?
I, Wanda Johnson, move we approve the order of election calling for an election to be held in the Galena Park Independent School District on May 7th, 2022 as presented.
I, Norma Hernandez, second the motion.
We have a motion by Wanda Johnson and a second by Norma Hernandez. All in favor? 6 in favor, 0 abstentions, and 0 negative votes. Okay, we come now to the consent agenda. With respect to the general consent agenda, do we want to remove any item for a separate vote or take the agenda as is?
I will entertain a motion to approve the general consent agenda as presented.
Wanda, was that you?
Sanchez, second.
Who seconded?
Herbert.
Herbert, okay. We have a motion by Wanda Johnson and a second by Herbert Sanchez. All in favor? 6 in favor, none against, and no abstentions. With respect to the construction consent agenda, do we want to remove any item for a separate vote or take the agenda as is?
I know as far as a move, we accept the agenda as is.
I, Herbert Sanchez, second.
We have a motion by Noe Esparza and a second by Herbert Sanchez. All in favor? That's 6 in favor, 0 against, and 0 abstentions. With respect to the financial consent agenda, do we want to remove any item for a separate vote or take the agenda as is?
I, Norma Hernandez, move that we approve the financial consent agenda as presented.
I, Herbert Sanchez, second.
We have a motion by Norma Hernandez and a second by Herbert Sanchez. All in favor? That's 6 in favor, 0 abstentions, and 0 negative votes. The following documents were presented to the board for information. By Dr. Sonia Niaz, Chief Financial Officer and Deputy Superintendent for Operational Support, presented a donation report for January 2022, a 2016 bond program financial report as of December the 31st, 2021, and a quarterly investment report for the period of September the 1st, 2021 through November the 30th, 2021, and a comparative tax collection report for the period of September the 1st through December the 31st for fiscal years 2020 to 2021 and 2021 to 2022. Mrs. Elizabeth Layler, Deputy Superintendent for Educational Support and School Administration, presented an Early Head Start Policy Council meeting minutes from December 2021 and the Early Head Start Update and Fund 205 expenditure report summary from December the 21st. An executive session of the board will now be held on the matters contained in the notice for this meeting as authorized by sections 551.001 through section 551.084 of the Texas Government Code, the Texas Open Meetings Act. Should the board determine that any final action, final decision, or final vote be required with regard to any matter considered in such closed executive meeting or session, then such final action, final decision, or final vote shall be at either this public meeting or upon the reconvening of this public meeting or at a subsequent public meeting of the board upon notice thereof, as the board shall determine. A closed or executive meeting of the board will now be held. It is 6:50 p.m. Session is adjourned, and the board is now in open session. It is, good Lord, 7:26. I will entertain motions on the items covered in executive session. Is there a motion to approve the employment of contractual personnel as presented?
I, Norma Hernandez, move we approve the employment of contractual personnel as presented.
I, Noe Esparza, second the motion.
We have a motion by Norma Hernandez and a second by Noe Esparza. All in favor?
Aye.
6-4, none against, and no abstentions. There being no other business before the board at this time, the meeting is adjourned. The time is 7:26 p.m.